Hello, thanks for stopping by and checking out my channel. I hope you like it.
Hello everybody, Sean here again. Got another video review for you of my long gun. It's a 308 bolt action Savage Model 11 Hog Hunter. I do have it in a Choate Super Sniper snock and a Pws muzzle brake on the end, the FSC 30. And then the scope that you see on it, the optic here, is a Falcon Menace 5.5x25 illuminated reticle, mil first focal plane scope. I'm going to touch on a little bit of all of them because, you know, bolt guns are bolt guns. You can get real deep into it. But this one, the great thing about the Savage is the Accutrigger. You can, like on my ARs, I have the Timothy trigger in there, and they're around $200. You might catch them on sale for $189, could be $220, but around $200 give or take. And they're great triggers, 3-pound. You know, is the one I put in the ARs. The Accutrigger is a usable, adjustable trigger from Savage. You know, you can get it straight out of the box from Savage, and you can dial it down really light. I have this one dialed down to a little bit, like 2.5 pounds. Very, very light, very nice and crisp trigger. Extremely great. You don't have to spend the money on the upgrades, just on the trigger. So let's start at the very tip here. You've got the Pws FS30 muzzle brake, right? It comes with the indexing shims to get it indexed correctly. Very, very, very nice muzzle brake. Looks pretty badass too, I might say. It gives you a real menacing look on the front of it. But it does an excellent job of giving you, help you manage the recoil. Now, this heavy stock, and this is a very heavy stock. I mean, this is my goal for this gun is I want to be able to consistently, you know, I want to be able to get good enough to be a 1,000-yard shot and not, you know, just hit the target. I want to be pretty decent at 1,000 yards. That's my goal anyway. I'm working in that direction. But this stock is a really heavy bedded stock. It came. The really cool thing I like about the bedding on this one is that they basically took the aluminum bedding V blocks and then built the rest of the stock around it. Again, it is very heavy. It's got some swivel points. It has a little monopod back here you can deploy. It's very flat in the front. Has a little bit of a different kind of rail. I'll show you here. I have my Bipod mounted on it. Right. This piece just slides into it. And lock it down on there, and there you go. You got your bipod. Without the thing I like about this particular type of rail and shunts, and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing the type of rail this is called, but when you take it off, this sloped fore-end here at this angle, you can, you know, set it up on a, like if you're shooting on a barrier of any kind, a windowsill, something like that. You can set it on that barrier and slide back and forth, and that'll help give you a little bit of height change as well. So, and it's solid, and it's a real smooth surface. Now, if you notice here, the grip is very, very aggressive with the texturing, both here and here, and the handle is very fat. You can't get too much hand on for the trigger, so that you're just getting the very tip of your trigger finger on the trigger just by design of the stock. It has a rubberized pad that you can move in a couple places. I put just one of these simple little snap-on with a little Velcro. It's got some Velcro closures. Buttstock pad on there. It also gives me, you know, a little spot for extra ammunition or you know, whatever you wanted to carry. And then obviously you can put 5 extra ammo on the side. I snagged one of these little Midway lens cleaners, glass cleaners. Just clip that on the side. They were fairly inexpensive, and that way I can wipe my glass off, or my glasses. But the attachment points on here, spin this around. You can see right here is a swivel swing stud already on it. and of course there's one on the opposite side. Swing that back around here, and then there's another on the back. So you can set a sling up with it. The bipod here is just a UTG bipod, and I know, don't shoot me, Harris bipods. I heard everyone really talks about them, and I'm sure they're awesome. I've had absolutely no issues with this UTG bipod. It's been extremely sturdy. It's the springs, it locks in. It's very strong, pops into place, spring loaded. I haven't had any issues with that one, and I saved a ton of money with it. Now the original stock that came with this Savage is this. And on of its face, this is not a bad stock. I mean, it's not a competition stock. It's not bedded. Okay, so you're not going to get super accuracy on it. They make what they call Accustock, which has the bedding in it you can get from Savage. This particular one did not. Now, the one thing that was really great about this stock is this butt pad. This is a very, very cushiony butt pad, and it made shooting it, even though this is much lighter and not the super heavy one like this sniper style scope, stock rather, that it made it shooting it very, very easy. So you can shoot 308 and not get beat up with it. And this butt pad is really great. Swing swivel studs connections, and this is it's all polymer obviously, and it's very, very light. So if you were going to hunt with this and get this as a hunting rifle, which 308 makes a great hunting cartridge, you might want to leave it in this and then maybe go have it bedded in here to give you a little bit more accuracy. But this is a really, really nice little stock for what you're getting. It wasn't going to suit what I needed it for, so that's when I got this, the Choate. Now the Choate, this particular, now they make some really, really higher end, and to spell that is CH, let me give it to you, Choate Machine and Tool, it's CHOATE. Okay. They make a lot of higher end ones. This one is like $177, and I'll put links to, I'll link everything that I've got on here. I'll put that in the description down below in the video. But this one was $177, and for what I needed, it's perfect for what I needed, and I think it looks pretty good as well. Simple bolt action. Now, as the rifle comes with the original stock, it says 4+1 as far as internal magazine capacity, but it was really 4 total, 3+1. But when I put it in the Choate, that bumped it up. Now, that is true. I can put 4+1 in here and have 5 rounds. That was one nice thing that came with when I put it in this stock. It already has a slightly larger handle on here for your bolt. You can replace that with the tactical bolts. I've seen those on there, seen those around. And then this one also comes with iron sights, which I thought was pretty cool, and it wasn't bad when I shot it at first with it. And then I added the Picatinny rail section on here. It's a 20 MOA rail to Weaver Picatinny rail section. Now, once again, now back into the scope. This scope is a Falcon Menace. It's 5.5x25 mil first focal plane illuminated reticle scope. Falcon's a British company. They make some really, and they don't have a ton of scopes. They stick to a pretty core basics, and I'm going to tell you, if you need a higher magnification scope and you don't have $2,000 to drop on your higher end optics, your Leopolds, your Swarskys, your Schmidt & Benders, if you don't have a couple $1,000, $3,000 to drop on the optic, this is an extremely good option, and it's under $1,000. This one was $595, I believe, the illuminated reticle. The non-illuminated was like $50 less, I believe, in that ballpark. Got it on Optics Planet. I'm pretty sure it was Optics Planet. Again, I'll link all that in the video below. Comes with some flip-up caps that, I mean, they're not the greatest in the world, but they're not bad by any stretch of imagination. Fairly soft. I mean, it's not rubber or leather. It looks made to look that way, but it is all plastic. But does the job pretty well. And you saw me take off the sunshade. Comes with a sunshade. And then the end on the sunshade comes off as well, so if you wanted to add another sunshade and really, well, this one's about 1.5 inches, but you could add more. I normally just leave the sunshade on there. Again, my goal is to trying to be fairly accurate at 1,000 yards. I'm working in that direction, and if I want to go beyond that, I'll maybe move up to a 338 LaCroix or 300 Win Mag. But the 308 does very nice, and it's not hard finding the Sierra Match Kings, which is what I shoot out of it, and reload them. So, and right now you can get the ZQ1 from Walmart for like, really it's only 50 cents a round to shoot this with factory ammo. They're $10 for a box of 20. Outstanding deal if you can find them. The Walmart around here, I normally can get them. Just gotta kind of be patient. Just kind of swing by there when I'm getting bread or milk or whatever. I'll swing by the sporting goods section and grab a box. And I'll give you a little bit close up on that here in a second. Again, the safeties, a 3-position safety, all the way back, nothing, and locks the bolt in, pretty standard. The middle position, still nothing, but you can cycle the bolt. And then of course all the way forward is fire. Now, let me see if you can catch it on the camera. Watch my you could barely, I mean, nothing. Super nice trigger, and it's got that trigger within the trigger index, and I'll zoom in closer and show you that again. So it's a really nice rig that I've got. I mean, there's a lot better out there, I'm sure, but I've been extremely happy with it, and I don't think you can go wrong for the price. The gun itself, the rifle was when I bought this, about what, $450-ish, maybe 500, 495, 450, I believe. And then the stock 177. This was $4 or $5.95, I believe, for the illuminated reticle. The muzzle brake was 80, I believe, $80. The Assurance rail it came with, the Harris bipod, or not Harris, but the UTG bipod was, I think, $35. It wasn't much at all, and I forget what this little cover was on it. $10 something on Amazon. It wasn't much. So overall in all, you can have a very affordable gun that can reach out to distance. If you need it to hunt, you'd save you $200. Leave it in the stock it comes with. Great hunting rifle. Trying to do target shooting, something longer to work on long range shooting skills, and plus it's just really fun to be able to, 308s are just fun to shoot. So that is the overall look of my long range setup that I'm trying to work on here. And again, it's a Savage Model 11 Hog Hunter in 308, Falcon Menace 5.5x25 illuminated reticle mil first focal plane scope, the Pws FSC 30 muzzle brake, and the Choate Super Sniper stock system. And I'll get you a little closer up on so you can look at the internals. Oh, one thing I'm sorry I didn't say. Just this particular model, the bolt release is here to be able to drop your bolt back. Okay. Some of them it's on the forward trigger guard. This one is right here to remove your bolt. And then to replace your stock, this one is, you couldn't get more simpler. Literally 2 screws, 2 bolts out of the bottom of it, and the whole action just picks right up, and that's pretty standard for a bolt gun. And it sets right in, factory screws and everything right into the choke stock. And obviously the choke stock is a free float stock system. Again, the bedded everything. And I'm sorry, the rails, the mounts. I'm sorry, Burris Max. I believe they're the Maxi. I'll put it in a link. I believe they're Burris. They've been really nice mounts, and again, I think they were $50 for the set, and I'll put all that below so you can see the total cost. You're under about $1,200–1,300 for everything with the stock, with the scope, totally as it is. You're definitely under $1,500, and you can pay more than that for just the optic itself. And I'll give you a close-up on it and try to give you some looking through the lens. So I'll be right back, and you'll see the other pieces, parts a little bit closer up. Okay guys, this is a closer version, or close-up of the scope, Falcon Menace. And yes, I did double check, these are Burris mounting rings, and again I'll put that in at the end. Now this is a red and green illuminated reticle. Red in one direction, green in the other. The cap comes off here. Nice little dioptic adjustment here for your own individual eye, so you can get it focused in really good. This your focus wheel here, or excuse me, your power wheel. This is a rubberized. I'm sure it's probably a polymer, but it has a rubbery feel to it, and it turns okay, but it's not super hard. But you gotta, it doesn't turn easily either, so you just can't, you gotta kind of grip it and turn, but it turns very easily. And again, there's, you can see the 25 and a little dot, and all the way down to 5.5. And again, yeah, this scope is super clear. The one thing I really like about the glass on this, for what you're getting, I don't think you can find too much better of a scope for this magnification, first focal plane, mil, and you're under $600 with illuminated reticle. Now the one knock on this I do have is your turrets can feel a little mushy. They still click, but it's, your higher end optics, you grab it, well, not necessarily even your higher end, but the turret feel is a little different. Let me spin this around a little bit. There we go. Try not to get my fingers in the way. Let's see if you can hear. So it has audible clicks. You can hear them and feel them. They're tactile and audible. It's just there's a little mush to them. Now I have read some reviews from the Falcon website. Their newer model, I've had this one since 2014, so I think that they might have addressed that a little better on some of their newer versions. So that might have been, addressed. One thing they did recommend is that you take the cap off, and then there's an O-ring inside here. Put some silicone lubricant on it, and that'll help alleviate. It won't be as mushy. But that's literally the only knock I have on this scope, is that the turrets are a tad mushy. And I'll show you the reticle inside here. I got pictures of it. I can show you the reticle. But inside your up and down axis, it drops down 10 mils in the reticle, so you can use the reticle itself as for holdover. But the magnification, the glass is really clear for what you're getting. The price point, I really don't think you would be really hard pressed to beat this. Now you can see here the barrel is obviously free floated. I mean, extremely free floated barrel. It doesn't touch anywhere close to that. And the texturing I was talking about here, this is it's very grippy. Then the trigger, which is amazing, the Accutrigger. You just a little trigger within a trigger kind of safety deal, and that is just an amazing trigger, guys. You will not be disappointed at all with the trigger on the Savage if you get the Accutrigger. Again, that's a Weaver 20 mil or 20 MOA rise rail for this gun. Again, the foregrip here is very textured. And let me just change one other angle. Guys, I took it out of the vise, and it's literally, as you can see, just sitting on top of the block. It's balanced right at that point. Now again, that's pretty good width, but it balances very well right here in the center of the rifle. That'll give you a better view of that stock. Again, it's flat across the bottom here, a little monopod that'll screw up and down, and then this Aschance rail. And guys, please don't beat me up if I'm mispronouncing this rail section here, but how it's sloped here. And again, let me get a better view of that. all in all, like I said, I don't think you would be hard pressed to find another rifle with all the pluses you get on this one for the money. And I've become a big fan of Savage. A couple other guys have reviewed them and given them high marks, and after I shot it, I agree wholeheartedly. This thing was, a really, really accurate gun right out of the box. You just can't really beat getting a super accurate gun for what its competitors charge. $253, even $400 more for on the affordable end. Of course, you can go crazy with precision long range guns. But again, that's the Savage Model 10, or excuse me, Model 11 Hog Hunter. Heavy barrel, again, heavy barrel profile in 308. And now let me get over here and I'll show you all the pieces I've got on here so you can price it out if you like. Okay guys, I actually pulled up on the website and you can see right here, SWFA Outdoors, SWFA.com. This very scope, it's actually a little bit cheaper than what I paid for it a little while ago. $529.95, so $530 for the 5.5 to 25 times 50, 30 millimeter, and I didn't say that earlier, I'm sorry, it's a 30 millimeter tube, mil first focal plane scope. So $529.95. Now for the sock, here's where I got the stock. E. Arthur Brown, which has a lot of nice little stuff. 1022 stuff, some Remington 700, the Savage. Got a couple of nice things going on there. That's a little bit different stock. Here's the Choate, and again, that's the bedding inside. That's, you can see in that picture, it shows it really good. How that aluminum bedding is down in there. It's super thick, solid bedding piece. Now there you can see without the little cover I have on the end. Now this end here is adjustable for length of pull. You can take one of those two little wafers out and adjust that length of pull. And then this cheek piece will adjust a little bit as well. Again, there's your swivel stud on the back, and again the other in the front here. Again, your very aggressive texturing here and here, and then this is a really thick. If you like a very thin grip, then you won't like this. It's beefy, but it really fills your hand up well, and all you got left is putting your tip of your finger on the trigger there. And again, that's the inside of that. And then again, that is still $177. Okay. So you've got a really, now almost everything else I got off Amazon. Okay. Now the muzzle brake. Again, this is of today. This is what, October 27th, 2015. All right. $83 for the muzzle brake, primary weapons muzzle brake. Very, very nice. Here's the Burris Extreme Tactical Picatinny rails, and these are the high ones. And I went the extra high like that just so I didn't have to take off the iron sights that was on the scope. I liked that it came with iron sights. It didn't bother me that it's a little bit higher. If I have trouble with the accuracy, then obviously I can adjust that later. But again, $52.90, so $53 for these Burris, and they're a very solid mounting. Now it's not a quick detach, but again, I'm not using a quick detach with this high end of a big power scope. But the knobs there, you can twist these right off, not that big a deal. And it has the 3 on each side, so 6 of the locking little screws in there to lock everything down for you. Very, very nice. Again, here's the Weaver extended rail for the short action Savage with the Accutrigger, and it's the 20 MOA. And this was 24 bucks, 23.87. And again, that's all right now. And that's, you know, the Weaver rail, made in USA. Just a simple wheel. A simple little rail there for your Picatinny rail. Here's the Allen Company buttstock and shell holder, a little pouch, 13 bucks. Again, can't beat that with a stick. But 13 bucks. And it you know, wraps around. No tools necessary to mount that. Simple and easy. And then the UTG Tactical OP Bipod. And oh, there's price on that, $28.59. So I mean, you just can't go wrong with that. Comes with the adapter there. It's for your sling swivel adapter to be able to put this. Also got a swing swivel stud. That's all you need for it. If it's already got a Picatinny, you're good to go. Comes with that as well. Again, height adjustable. You can get a couple pictures of that. So you know, for the money, again, it's hard to go wrong with that. And this one goes from what, 9 to 13 inches, I believe. So 13 ounces. Yeah, 8 to 12.7. So yeah, it'll give you in that 8 to 13 inch range. And guys, that's it. So you had a whopping. That's the scope, the gun, the whole 9 yards. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Thanks for checking out my channel. There, I got it setting up with the bipod there. For not a lot of bucks, you can get a lot of bang for your buck with this rifle, guys. I think you'll like it. Anyway, thanks for checking out my channel. Again, leave comments at the bottom. Like it, please, and I'll try to get you with another review later. Have a great day. Keep shooting. Bye.